this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord.
My name is Shane Hakaroa. I'm married to Annalisa Hakaroa. I've got 4 kids and 1 grandson. Yeah, so I got brought up in a good family. Didn't know my father, my biological father. Sexual abuse at a young age. I tend to not trust people or just trust anyone actually. I got brought up with my stepdad who raised me. My mum always went to church and my grandmother, and they tried to bring us up in a Christian environment. As I got through my teenager years, I ventured out into the street gangs, mainly within Koru. I eventually patched up with the Mongukaha Aotearoa gang here in New Zealand. My role was to basically bring in pseudoephedrine pills into New Zealand, where I could get involved with the cooks and start making the drug methamphetamine, LSD and ecstasy. My main role and what I wanted to do was just learn how to make all these drugs, and so we end up doing all these things. But like the saying says on the street, the bigger the bag, the bigger the horns. I didn't know what to do, I didn't know where to go. I always knew God through my mum and grandmother bringing me up with the Lord. I always try to hide things in that sense. So I took it to the gangs and took it through the drugs, things like that. Always knew that I was searching for something bigger. I had to go through all these times, tribulations, and learn the hard way. I'm real excited about the future of where God's taking me and my family and my marriage. Bigger and brighter things for me with the good, so I look forward to all the great things that He's got within business and whatever else He has.
Hi, my name's Di. I have 2 beautiful daughters, they're Joe and Nixon. I had a pretty good upbringing when we lived in Murupara. It was awesome. I had awesome cousins, great cousins actually, great family. But my mum left when we were pretty young, and I think for me that was huge because there was no explanation and she just left. My dad had to bring us up by himself, which was hard because he worked a lot, and so we got chucked here and there to my nan and then back to my dad, and so there wasn't really any foundation for us as children. As I was growing up as a teenager, it was just, I just did things randomly. I was a good kid, but random stuff, you know. I told my dad, I'm going to drink, yes, I'm going to smoke. I never hid anything from him. When the boys came onto the scene, I told them. I started doing drugs, I started partying a lot, and I didn't care about anybody. You know, the only people I cared about was my family, and that was it. I didn't care about nothing. You know, I was stupid, I did a lot of stupid things, I hurt a lot of people. I didn't care. I'm pregnant, and I have my daughter, and I'm not a good mum. I'm not ready to be a mum when I have her. I go back to boozing and rugby and all that sort of stuff, and I'm not a good mum. I take it out on my daughter, and I look at her, and yeah, I love her, but I think, I don't want to be this. I'm pregnant again, same situation, stupid. The turning point for me is that I don't want to be useless anymore. I don't want to be a bad mum. What came about for me was I wanted to be a good mum. I wanted to be a great person. And I knew in my heart that I needed to change. I knew that the only way for me to change was Jesus. I knew this because my cousins were in God. They loved Jesus. Their lives were awesome. They were beautiful examples for me. I knew because my nan used to take us to Sunday school, and everything that I learned from Sunday school, it just came back to me. And so I knew, and in my heart I knew that the only one who could change me was God. No one else could do it but Him. And so my sisters were all in the church, and they encouraged me to come to church. My nan, Nanny Dolly, she was amazing. She picked me up on Sundays and took me to church, and she was available to me every time I needed to ring up while I was reading my Bible. My cousin, Olivia, she was living in Rotorua at the time, and I was in Murupara, and she came out every Friday, picked me up, and she brought me and my two girls into Rotorua to stay for the weekend, and she took me to church. And then coming into a home, an environment that was just beautiful, you could feel the love of God. It was just, it was hard for me because I had a hard heart, and I knew this is what I needed, but still I was still angry with the world, angry at myself, and I didn't want to see the fullness of God. But my cousin, she just loved Jesus. Hard out, so much that she just couldn't help but to pour out all of His love onto me and my girls. And so, yeah, she was awesome. Her and her husband were awesome. They looked after us. She picked us up every weekend. And the whole time we were travelling back and forth from Murupara, we just sang Jesus songs the whole way. We couldn't reach Darling Chick's note, but we tried the whole time. And I loved her. I loved her. I loved her husband. I loved what God done in their lives. And I wanted that for me. I wanted that for me and my girls. I love Jesus with all my heart. I go to a great church, Destiny Rotorua. I have fantastic pastors. I'm a PH12 leader. I run a PH12 full of women, and they're very cool. I'm also part of the most awesomest music team in the whole earth, Destiny Rotorua music team. And it's extra special for me because I sing beside my daughter. Jo is also a BV in our music team. My daughter Nixon, she serves in the tech team, and she's up there, she's in there, and I just love this life. We have a great life. We have a great life. We've got a great future. My daughters and I, we have a great future ahead of us, and it all comes back to God. I wouldn't have any of this if it weren't for Him. But yeah. Woo.
Hi, my name is Mark Hughes. I'm 24. I'm married to Sam. and I have 3 beautiful children, Memphis, Canaan and Imani, and I also serve in the youth ministry. I had a really good upbringing. I got into the party scene when I was only 12. I started doing drugs when I was 14. I was always partying 5-6 days a week. I was always the life of the party, really loud, really out there and crazy, but you know, when everyone went home, that all went away. Really insecure, self-conscious of who I was, not just, you know, on the outside, my physical appearance, but also on the inside. When I just turned 17, our partner at the time had fallen pregnant with my beautiful daughter Memphis. Things didn't really work out with her mum. Years later I met Sam. She fell pregnant to Canaan. It was around that time that I met some of her family that were in this church, and they were great examples of what I wanted to be as a father, as a husband, as a man, because growing up I wasn't really around for Memphis. You know, she was always with other people and I was always out partying. To be like these people that I met, you know, I knew I had to accept Christ into my life because that's what they had done. Today, you know, life is pretty good, but it's only just the beginning. We're on our way to being debt-free, saving up for our first home. My main priority now is being the best husband, the best father, you know, the best example I can be, not just for my own children, but for the youth that, you know, I serve. The only youth out there, if I can say anything to you, you know, what the world has out there to offer you is nothing compared to what we have to offer you, you know. When the lights go out there, you know, the party still carries on in here. And that's just how we roll.